For centuries, the legend of King Arthur has captured our imaginations with tales of heroism, magic, and destiny. At the very center of this myth is one iconic object: his sword. But the story you think you know about a sword and a stone or a mystical blade named Excalibur is far more complex than it seems. It's a tangled web of folklore, history, and symbolism. So today, let's pull back the veil and explore the true story behind Arthur's legendary sword. The most famous version starts with a kingdom in chaos. After King Uther Pendragon's death, Britain is torn apart by nobles fighting for the crown. To restore order, a sword magically appears, embedded in a stone. An inscription declares that whoever pulls it free is the rightful king. Night after night tries and fails. Then, a young, unknown squire named Arthur steps forward and effortlessly draws the blade. In that instant, a boy becomes a king, and a legend is born. But hold on, because that's only half the story. In many of the oldest texts, the sword from the stone is not Excalibur. That legendary blade comes later. After his first sword is broken in battle, Arthur travels to a mystical lake, where a mysterious figure, the Lady of the Lake, rises from the water. She offers him a new sword. Its blade shines with otherworldly light, and its scabbard is said to protect its wearer from any harm. So, we have two swords, two origins, one proving his birthright, the other a gift from the realm of magic. Together, they transform Arthur's weapon from a simple piece of steel into a symbol of destiny itself. So where did these incredible stories come from? To find the answer, we have to look back even further, to the ancient Celtic traditions that predate the Arthurian legends. Long before medieval writers put pen to paper, Celtic warriors were often buried with their swords, which were seen as powerful spiritual objects. There are countless tales in Celtic mythology of enchanted blades and supernatural women who bestow magical weapons upon heroes. The Lady of the Lake wasn't a new idea. She was part of a very old storytelling tradition that had been passed down for generations. Even the iconic image of the sword in the stone might have roots in real-world practices. During the early Middle Ages, coronation ceremonies often involved weapons to symbolize the transfer of power. Some historical accounts describe swords being placed on altars, or even set into anvil-like blocks, as a test of a new leader's legitimacy. Over time, these real rituals could have been embellished, slowly evolving into the dramatic and unforgettable image of a sword waiting in a stone for its chosen one. As the centuries passed and the legend of Arthur grew, his sword began to take on new meanings. For medieval authors like Sir Thomas Malory, Excalibur was a symbol of Christian virtue, divine right, and the honor of a king. Later, for the Romantic poets, it represented a lost age of chivalry and the noble quest for purity in a fallen world. And in our modern era, Excalibur continues to inspire us in movies, books, and video games, where it stands for courage, leadership, and the hero's journey to discover their own inner strength. But what about the true story? Was there ever a real, historical sword that inspired these myths? While we've never found an artifact we can definitively call Excalibur, most historians believe the legends were inspired by real British warlords who fought to defend their land after the Roman Empire fell. One of these powerful leaders may have wielded a particularly fine or distinctive sword or weapon so memorable that its story was told and retold for generations. With each telling, the sword grew grander, its blade brighter, its powers more magical, until it became the legendary weapon we know today. Ultimately, the true magic of King Arthur's sword isn't whether it was real or not. Its power lies in what it represents: our timeless hope for justice, rightful leadership, and a better world. Whether it was born from history, myth, or a little of both, the legend of the sword continues to shine brightly in our collective imagination, waiting for each new generation to find it and be inspired. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into legend, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures into the past.